This is the ambient sound of the kitchen for sound design and action.
As you can see, we had an incredible year. I am very sad that I don't get to be with you this year, that I don't get to be in your living room or at your church like I typically would at this time of year. But I am grateful that I get to come into your home, into your computer screen, your office, and share with you some of the stories that our students have really graciously been willing to share about their lives growing up in South Africa and about what it's been like to be at Film School Africa and what they're doing now. Some great things have happened this year. We baptized 6 students, 3 students that we were planning on baptizing, and another 3 that just couldn't help themselves and decided to get baptized at the last moment. That happened early in our year. We had weekends out where we did special canoeing trips and we did all kinds of filming experiences. This year we launched into a documentary feature that we've been working with our students on for the first time. So there's just been some very incredible things happening that we're very excited and privileged to be a part of. And we're just so grateful to you for your support, your faithful support, and also for your prayers and for telling others about us and sharing with them what we're doing in this ministry. We really remain very, very grateful. So without further ado, we've got 2 students who've been willing to share graciously with you, and we can't wait for them to do that. The first student sharing with us is Preeti. She started with us almost a decade ago at the community level as a student, and now she just finished her first year at Film School Africa College. And Zakona is one of our currently second years, now transitioning in 2022 to a third year.
So I remember okay, give me a second right there. I got this. Just when I thought I can tell the story without crying. Okay, so the story is about my mom was feeling not okay. So, but I was like, I want to see my dad, and they'd broken up. So I wanted to see him, and I would get sick if I don't, like, for a very long time, like to a point where she's like, okay, I'm taking you to your dad because you're not getting well. It's probably an emotional sickness or something. And when I see my dad, I'm actually fine. So she's like, okay, I see this. So we went there to Blackheath. He lived in Blackheath. So when we got there, he was not at his place, which was a long walk to the place. And then we had to turn. I was like, let's just wait. She was like, no, we're leaving. He's not here. It's his fault. I'm leaving. And you're coming. And I'm like, okay, I have to come. And when we got to the station, I was like praying, like, please don't come. No train come. Like, our train going back should not come. Because I don't want the train to come and then he probably coming from another area and we missed each other. So the train did not come in time. His train came along, coming from Tigerberg. And I was looking at the passengers because we're at the top of the bridge, so you can see the trains coming down. So I was like looking at everyone, and I saw him immediately. I was like, "Yes, Dad, they're gonna have to leave." Like, I'm excited. And so she was like, "Okay." But by the time I saw my dad, she was having like an asthma attack, so she was not breathing well. And that's where like I really need to get to him so I maybe can do something. Like, I was panicking, so I screamed and I called him, and he saw me, and he came up the stairs to us. And about 10 minutes later, she was breathing a little bit better. And, we just like talked like 2 minutes, and then our train came. So I was like, she was going to be, considerate, like she's not going to get into this train, she's going to wait for another one. Yeah, we went down the stairs, and then she was like, we're going into this train. Like, I was crying, right? But I knew if I was being insistent for what I do, she was going to make a big scene. And like, my dad would have been just like this, she'd have the whole, and I just was so ashamed. I didn't want her to make a big scene, and I was worried that she was gonna get angry at my dad and say I'd never come back. So I got into the train feeling very lost and weak, I was like, why do I feel like an extra, when you're leaving, you feel like, okay, you feel that I'm leaving, I'm feeling like a little bit of emptiness, but this was heavier. So I was looking out the window, and I was like saying bye till the end, like as the train is getting out. And I somehow feel like I've lost a lot. But I couldn't explain, like I'm very young at the time, I couldn't explain how I was feeling. And so a few months passed, and I was like, I wanted to see my dad like the normal way. And she kept stalling it off, and then eventually we went. And I was very excited, I'm gonna see him after that. And this lady in the train, she saw my mom and recognized. She was like, "Oh, I don't know." They started talking, but they were talking fast, and I was kind of like put out of the conversation. And the next thing, I see my mom, she's not happy, but she just tells me, we're gonna get off the next station. We're no longer going there. I'm like, wait, we're going to my dad. And she's like, no, we're not going, it's not there. The story was like, he got sick, went to Tigerberg, got a heart problem, and he never got back. So the neighbors don't know what happened. So we went to Tigerberg, trying to look through the paperwork, which was like big books, like of old books of people's patients' names, and people died and everything. But now they had computers, so they were still transferring that information to computers, and the books were molded and stuff. And I was like, I'm not leaving here. Like, I don't care how many books are there. And then my mom got sick and tired of it. She just was like, so I couldn't do much growing up. And a few years later, I just found out like, no, what happened is that he felt like he was not okay, and then went to the hospital. But on his way back, met these gangsters. So he was an easy target, and they stabbed him. So I was like, but why didn't you say anything to me? And she didn't want to tap into it. She was very upset about it. The fact that I don't even remember how I got the story. I think she mentioned it to me when she was drinking something. I think she was drunk when she told me this, because she couldn't even remember when she told me it. And I knew it was the truth, because she wouldn't just say it like that. She never said anything about it. So that's all I know. I don't know where he's buried. I don't know anything besides that. Yeah.
When I was growing up, it was only my father that was working. So my mom was just making clothes for people. And then my dad decided to go to Eastern Cape and live there. And then my mom could go and come back and go and come back. And then she decided that she's going to stay that side as well. But I was still in high school, so she said she's not going to take me with her. And my brothers were like, no, we're going to take care of her. So we're fine. She left, and then, I was just, I had to grow up. I had to be the bigger person. I faced some few challenges, like, I have to go to the store to buy groceries for myself, and I never done that before. I had to teach myself to cook. I never cooked before because my mom was there, my sisters were there, my older brothers were cooking. So I never had the chance to learn to cook while I was young. So I needed to start cooking for myself. To stay in a township, a lot of things happen. So I had to make sure that everything is locked. I have to open up for my brothers when they're coming from somewhere. They wake me up, even if I'm going to school tomorrow. So I learned a lot on how to take care of people that is around me. Firstly, my brothers, because my sister got married and moved out. So I was the only lady at home. So I need to take care of my brothers. Sometimes they ask me to cook while they know that I can't. So I have to be the strong person. I have to, when they get paid, they give me the money. As if I know something, I have to go to the stores and buy groceries and come back and cook so that they can have food. They can have lunches for when they're going to work. So yeah, I have to be home on time. That's one of the things that my brothers were very strict about. I have to be home on time. I wish they didn't go. I felt like when they go, I was still young. So yeah, I think maybe things could turn out differently in some way because I was still young. I don't wish anyone to be alone like I was at the young age. So I just feel like if maybe they waited a little longer. I faced a lot of challenges during that time. Yeah. And I didn't have anyone to talk to. And some of the things, yeah, I was, at the time, we were in a group, like there's kind of groups in the area where we dance and do some drama and things. And there was a guy there. He said he loved me and we started dating. And I remember the day, it was on a Thursday. I went to visit and we stayed there. He closed the door and locked it and said, I'm not going if I didn't sleep with him. I was like, you said you're gonna wait. But they said, I've been waiting, it's been 3 months now, but nothing. I said, I'm still not ready. He said, no, I feel like you are ready. And then I told myself that I'm just gonna sit there. And then I sat there for like hours. And then I saw it was dark and my brothers were gonna come back from work. And he said, I'm gonna be in trouble. But I ended up sleeping with him. And then I got pregnant. So I think I have let my parents down for being a child when I was young. So I feel like if they were there, that wouldn't happen. So like, I feel like some of the things that I went through, if they were there at a time, that wouldn't happen to me. I'm fighting to change part of the world. I'm fighting to change some people's lives. I'm fighting so that the yesterday cannot be the same as tomorrow. Tomorrow can be better for everyone. I'm fighting so that they can look up to me and say, if she did it, I can also do it.
This January, we are going to welcome 8 new scholarship students, bursary students as they're known here in South Africa, and we're really excited about it and blessed by it. It feels like a lot of students to take on, but we're really, we had 200 plus applicants and we honestly just couldn't say no. These students are very special and we're very, very excited about what they bring to the team. But also we had to say goodbye to our 5 third-year students, and that has been just so wonderful and emotional, as you can see. But it's really been exciting because these students have gone out and done their year of internships, which is what third year is all about with us. And the response that we would receive back from the companies that they were working with was just overwhelmingly positive about who these students are, what they bring, what their character is like, and also their work ethic. So you would be incredibly proud of these students. And as a result, 4 out of the 5 have already received job offers. It's really an incredible fact. I was looking up, and South Africa typically sits around a 35% unemployment rate. This year we hit 44% in August, and we were, as a result, the #1 country for a time on the unemployment list. And so when you think about 4 students coming straight out of college and immediately getting job offers, it just feels miraculous. And that is something that you make possible, and we're so incredibly grateful. We can't do this without you. You know, we get the privilege of seeing the impact of the money that you give, and we're so blessed to be a part of that day in and day out. But you really make all of this happen. And we have needs. We have practical needs. We have needs for equipment, for cameras, for computers. I promise we use the computers until they absolutely fall apart. And we also have these 8 new students who are going to start with us. And if you heard each one of their stories, you would immediately be so desperate for them to receive this education, like I am desperate for them. And so I just thank you. I thank you for your willingness to do what God has called you to do. And I pray, I thank you for your generosity. And I just pray that God would bless you in this time of giving. And I oftentimes think about, you know, when we kind of come into a situation like this, we often have a number in mind, and we often are prepared in a certain way with, you know, what we feel we're able to give. And I really hope that you'll just consult the Lord on what He is calling you to do, and really just pray about what He is prompting you to do, because this is a very special ministry, and it's changing lives. I can tell you firsthand, it is changing lives. And it's a very different ministry from those who are used to sending $30 a month and feeding a child. It feels very different to be equipping and training and feeding and housing. It's a ministry that we believe goes very deep. And because of that, we believe that the results of the few that are impacted in this deep way, that it changes the course of the future of their lives. It really does. So we are so grateful to you. We thank you for all that you're doing. We have a goal of $75,000, which feels huge and big, but we are capable of doing big things. And we are grateful for that. So we thank you, and I want to just leave you with a short film that was shot by one of our second-year students and his team of second years. It won the audience award at the film festival, at our own film festival this year. It's about gender-based violence, so it might not be appropriate for young kids, but you can use your discretion there. But I just wanted to say thank you so much. We are just so blessed to know you and that you consider us. And yeah, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Ray.
Hi. What's in for dinner today? Beef stew and rice.
Ibinjani imini yakho?
Yho, ludaka lodwa. Sinjani nini?
Ungawari kuzoba right. Inobulambile manje uphakela. My day was fine. I had some couple of orders in. Be careful, it's hot.
Ngijonga ntoni?
Akho nto. Kunjani ukuthi? Babe. I received a bank statement. And it was a bill from your guest house. Do you know anything about it?
I don't know anything about it.
Ray, it was from your card. Raymond, ubufuna ntoni guest house? Yeah, ke Raymond. Uyayazi basina cash, kodwa wena ubusy ngonondindwa kwi-guest house.
You need to cool down. Know your place, woman. I'm sorry. With all fact.
Hello. Are you the new neighbors?
Yes, I just moved in some couple of weeks ago. I don't come out a lot.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Joyce. I live next door.
Nice to meet you. I'm Valeria. Some accident at home, moving stuff.
Must have been some accident.
It's nice to meet you.
Likewise. I could not help but bring some of his household gifts. Hello to you too.
Hi.
Were you expecting someone else?
No. Yes, my husband.
Aww.
He should be home anytime.
Okay. Aren't you going to invite me in?
Been always on the peg.
Don't be silly. I'm not going to stay long. Ooh, I really love this one, hey? that sweet scent.
That's one of my recommendations for customers who aren't sure what you get.
I bet you get a lot of those, hey? Oh, there's just so much good stuff to choose from. What? Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. This is my fault.
It's not your fault. I shouldn't have let you in.
Is there anything I can do? I mean, I can perhaps buy dinner?
Just leave. I'm sorry. Just leave.
No, my father. Are you teenager? Sorry. I didn't notice we had a visitor. My name is Raymond, Vale's husband. And you are?
This is Joyce, our neighbor. She was here to check in some products,
Sorry.
but she's leaving.
It was nice meeting you.
Bye.
Thanks for...
Oh, lady, it's you again?
Yes,
You know, boy.
I forgot my Tupperware.
Can you bring me the Tupperware? Anything else?
Is everything all right?
Everything's just fine.
I'm fine. Just leave, Joyce.
Lady, you need to mind your own business.
Valerie? Hey.
Hey, are you okay? I was worried about you.
I'm fine. Just busy. You know, sales that don't make themselves.
Val, I know what's going on. And it usually gets worse. You need help and I can help you.
What do you mean? Listen, me and Ray, we like any other couple. And Ray's trying to find a job and you know the economy outside. Ray's a good man.
You know, I was where you are years ago. Thinking that I owed it to my husband to be his punching bag. But I thank God I realized I don't deserve it. I stood up and spoke about it. If you remain where you are, it is only a matter of time before you reach your end. And you know, he probably has another woman that he's treating much better. You need to leave before he does any more damage.
Leave? And go where? Cinga, xa undazi insuku ezimbili sawundazi wazi yonke into ngam. Hayi ntombazana ndini. Mna noRay awuyazi uba sisuka phi. Sisuka kuthe gqithi. Hayi man, eberayithi uRay futhi. Mind your own business.
Anybody here?
Uyaphi? Phuma namajita yabo. So better nje drink ezimbalwa.
Babe, it's late. Why don't you tell them you're gonna see them tomorrow?
Don't test me.
Test you what? Hey. Uyaphi Raymond? Ngubani uPriska? Uzuyazi uhamba kwapha uphinde undibone.
Uyaphi? Family yakho ayishiya Eastern Cape. Abasakufuni. I'm the only one you have. Ndijonga ndixelele awuyindawo uyeva.
Watch me.
Told you. Xelela kudala. The only way you're getting out of this house in a body bag. What are you doing at this time at my door?
I heard noises. Is everything okay?
Oh yes, everything is okay. We're just watching a movie. It's a movie night. If you're able to turn up, but don't stress, I'll try to keep the volume down. If you don't remove your hand at my door, we're gonna have a serious problem.
Well, if I don't see Valerie, we are going to have a bigger problem. I advise you to stay down. Valerie! Valerie, let's go! Valerie!
Again now. Zulkhalab.
I thought you were a man, but I guess you need an extra stick to handle a woman like me. Why don't you fight me like a man?
Bona wena. Better look at this dark. I was saying limbo ndazi kahle.
Bring it on.
Yayaza uyonto ngaphandle kwami. You have no one else.
Ngcono ndibe ndedwa, no one be nawe. Shantini.